Hola amigos, bienvenidos, ¿qué tal? ¿Les gustaría aprender español? Would you like to learn Spanish? If so, then you're in the right place. In this short video, I'm going to show you how you can learn to speak real conversational Spanish quickly, using a method that builds confidence and keeps you motivated so that you can go out, meet people, and immerse in the local culture without feeling overwhelmed by fast native speakers, without feeling embarrassed trying to speak in public, and without getting frustrated by difficult Spanish grammar. Whether you're a total beginner or you've been trying to learn for years, you can do it. My name is Peter Mccaslin, and for the last 5 years, I've been helping hundreds of students learn to speak conversational Spanish, just like you. I focus specifically on conversational Spanish because this is my passion, to help bring people together and help people truly be able to connect and immerse. I want to help as many people as possible be able to learn Spanish and make it far easier and faster than it was for me. Because when I was learning, I was looking for the same help that you are right now. And that's all I focus on every day, is helping my clients get better and better results. If you're watching this video, then I'm sure you've been there too. You really would love to learn to speak Spanish, but you're a beginner and you just don't know where to start. There's so much information out there and it just feels like an impossible task. Or you're an intermediate student who's been trying for years and just can't get over that hump, what I call the intermediate plateau. You can survive, you can get by, but it's still exhausting. You run out of things to say and it's really hard to hear what they're saying back to you. And so it's really hard for you to get motivated and stay consistent because you're just not seeing the progress that you want. You've been led to believe things like you just need to work on your apps and immerse in the country. Or you just need to do an immersion school for a few weeks. Or you have to have a private tutor every day for a long, long time. Well, how are those things working out for you so far? What results have they gotten you? Unfortunately, you've probably had to learn the hard way that the apps, tutors, and classes are not enough. The fact is, there's a reason why 99% of the expats living in Latin America and Spain are not conversational in Spanish. Even after 20 or 30 years of living in the country, I see it all the time, and you probably do too. You probably see them everywhere. The good news is, there is a way for you to achieve your goals, and it's easier than you think. With me and my team of expert coaches there to support you every step of the way, you can learn to speak conversational Spanish in months rather than years. Picture how your life would change if you could speak Spanish right now. Who would you meet? Where would you go? What would you do? All of these things are possible. This is Myra, and when she started with us, she had zero Spanish. Now she's conversational, she's immersing, she's traveling, she's making friends. She even did her government residency visa interview all in Spanish. And this is Tamara, who had been stuck for years at the intermediate plateau. Now she's fully conversational. She's working towards fluency. She's able to travel, immerse with her friends. She's even been able to expand her business to include Spanish-speaking customers. And this is Judith, who at the age of 75 has learned a second language. And now she's completely immersing. She's making friends who invite her to family events, weddings, birthday parties, quinceañeras, road trips, you name it. And she's having the time of her life, incredible adventures. She even had to survive a hospital trip by herself where no one spoke English, and it went really smoothly thanks to her Spanish. On our consultation call, we'll work out a step-by-step plan for you to learn to speak conversational Spanish quickly. Whatever your goals may be, whether it's to make friends, to travel independently, dating in relationships, to have work opportunities, or just to be a part of the local community. And all of that completely for free. After this call, you're either going to know exactly how you can become conversational in Spanish quickly, or I'll instantly transfer you $300 as compensation for your wasted time. The key is there's a right way to do things and a wrong way to do things, and you need to know these steps if you want to be successful. Step 1 is to define your goal. If your goal is to speak conversational Spanish, you're going to have a completely different plan than if your goal is to speak survival Spanish. The second step is pronunciation. You could know every word in this dictionary, but if you can't say it properly, then they can't understand you and you're not having a conversation. And in 1 to 2 weeks with the right techniques, you can learn to read anything in Spanish before you've even memorized a single word. The third step is listening. Again, you could know every word in the dictionary on paper, but if you can't hear it properly, you're not having conversation. Your ear is like a muscle. It's not enough to know the words. You also have to train your ear to hear it. And that's especially important with Spanish because it's the second fastest language in the world. The fourth step is vocabulary. You have to learn words. This is the most important step. But the million-dollar question is, which words should you learn first? In conversational Spanish, if you go out and meet somebody, they could talk about anything. Their family, their work, the day, anything. So by learning those verbs quickly, you're going to be able to understand a lot more of what's being said than by learning a ton of nouns and adjectives first. Most people who have studied for a long time only know 50 to 100 verbs and 1 to 3 tenses. And you need 200 to 400 verbs and 8 tenses to be conversational. The fifth and final step to speaking conversational Spanish is conversation. Now this sounds really obvious, but how you do it makes a huge difference. I like to say that conversation means improvisation, not memorization. It's a muscle. Just like listening and pronunciation are muscles, you have to train yourself to listen, respond, and think on your feet in the real world. Just like anything, whether it's doctors, musicians, athletes, you need to train in a way where the practice feels real and it challenges you enough so that when you get to the real world, you feel just as comfortable there as in practice. If you do those things the right way consistently, along with the other steps we talked about, you'll be speaking conversational Spanish faster than you ever thought possible, and your life will transform in ways that you can't even imagine.